What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Here with Quentin.
Hey.
We are going to do the first episode of a series about different conspiracy theories. Most of them you guys have probably already heard of, but some might be new because I hadn't heard of them. But our first episode, we're going to start everything off with, it's got to be the biggest one, most intertwined one, the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah.
So,
start out with the easy ones.
yeah, if you don't know what the Illuminati is, I'm sure you've never seen YouTube or TV or anything in your life.
You definitely don't live in a small town.
Yeah, everything's Illuminati in a small town. But yeah, so for those people who somehow don't know what the Illuminati is, though, it's basically a group, what is thought of to be today, a group of people who run the world. New World Order, if you've heard of that, that's the Illuminati.
Basically, all the biggest musicians and everything are a part of it too. Like, we're gonna get into it. But...
yeah, we'll go into detail, but that's a pretty good general overview, though. Like, they just run the world.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, we'll start off with the facts. New World Order. That is what the Illuminati originally wanted, was a new...
Yeah, not quite in the sense
not like
that
a
we
world
all...
order.
Not like in the sense that we think of it now.
Yeah.
It, like, when they were founded, it was 1776. Yeah. And, it was very much ran based off of, like, religion and things like that, like, and it was still very, like, corrupt and all that. Mm-hmm. So they were trying to create, like, a world order where it's not really based off of religion and everything else.
So, it was a new world order.
Yeah.
But not scary like what we think of it as now. Like,
yeah.
Take over the world, you
Yeah,
know?
they were a secret society more than...
Yeah. Well, when they first started way back in
1776. The same year our country officially started.
Interesting. I also didn't know that.
That was when the Declaration and all that happened.
Oh.
It was 1776.
Interesting timing for a secret society to pop up across the ocean.
Or at least, if I remember correctly, that's the right year. Pretty sure it's
I suck at history, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah. But they were known as the Bavarian Illuminati when they first, because they were in Bavaria, which is part of Germany.
Yeah, and so which is now where Germany is. Well, part of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, so the original people that founded the Illuminati in the first place, they were Freemasons to begin with, and there were certain parts of the Freemason, I don't know, what is that, society, I guess? Belief system?
They were basically considered a secret society.
Yeah.
Granted, they were really just a group, I guess, like, because they're not really, like, an organization, like, they are, but they didn't get money or anything like that, like,
just kind of a group of
and they weren't really a political group. Like,
no.
They had their own beliefs and everything with it, but they weren't really a political party.
Didn't they also believe in, like, freedom of religion too, though?
Yeah,
that was like one of their big staples too.
That was so for the Illuminati purpose, that was like one of the biggest aspects.
Yeah.
And then for the Freemasons, that was important too.
It just wasn't the main type thing for them. But for Illuminati, that was like the main reason of why they broke off, was because that was when religious persecution was happening hardcore over there.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't believe, I think it was the Protestants were in control then.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I don't really remember.
I think it was the Protestants were in control then, or I don't know. Whatever religious group was in control then, it was their way or you died. And so these secret societies came together to be like-minded individuals with freedoms, pretty much. And there were some people in the Freemasons who they just didn't believe in like certain pieces of whatever the whole group thought was, and so they're the ones that actually broke off to make the Illuminati in the first place. That I thought was kind of cool because Freemasons are still around.
Yeah.
They're well known. They even have fundraisers sometimes, for fuck's sake, you know? Like, the Freemasons are around, so why wouldn't Illuminati be around?
Oh, yeah, no,
Just not in the general sense that, you know, Beyonce is our queen. We'll get into that, too. But, yeah, those are pretty much, like... Oh, and then there's symbology that we have now that we believe is, like, Illuminati-related. Some of it is Illuminati-related. Was it the eye, I believe, was the one that wasn't Illuminati-related. It's actually Egyptian.
Yeah, the eye of Horus.
Yeah. That wasn't any part of...
eye.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the Illuminati.
That way predates any of this, like...
Yeah.
That's ancient Egypt that came to be. Like, multiple organizations have used it in their own way.
But the original Illuminati didn't, right? Am I remembering this right?
I actually really didn't look into their signs so much. I was more or less looking into, like... When I was looking at that, I was just looking at what they did, what they kind of were about. Like, they got blamed for the French Revolution. When they started... They created a law to get rid of secret societies over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then to scare people, they would they would spread rumors and everything, and they said that they were behind the French Revolution.
Yeah, to be afraid of the secret societies.
That way people wouldn't hide them and all of that. It made
Right.
them look as bad people, and it would make it easier for people that... I don't want to say they were dumb and caring, but they were kind of dumb and caring. Like
naive.
Yeah, like, it was just, most people weren't really very well educated at the time. They
were probably dumb.
They just listened to the government.
Right. They were told what to believe, what to think, and they just went with it because they didn't know any better.
If the government said somebody did something, they were like, they must have done it.
The government wouldn't lie back then, you know. Okay. Like, all governments have lied from day one.
That's what governments are really supposed to do.
Just keep the peace. We don't need to know the scary details, you know. Until it's in our front yard.
Those of us that want to know the scary details aren't even allowed to know.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go into the conspiracy side of this because it's more fun. So, according to the conspiracy theories, the Illuminati was refounded in 19 something. I don't even remember the date. Long time ago, decades ago. By the Rothschild family. Which, I mean, them and the Rockefellers, I'm just saying, they already ran the world in that time period, right?
Yeah.
So, that's plausible, I think.
I guess, I think it's a little nuts.
It's funny.
But when in doubt, blame them.
I mean,
like,
I'm just...
I don't think they're as big of players. I think that they look back and at what's going on and they're just laughing.
Yeah, they're like, that would have been fun though.
Like,
good idea.
We should have done that.
Should have thought about that when we were here.
So I don't... It's plausible, but I don't personally believe that that's what happened. But it's plausible, and why not? Like, they had them. If anybody had the money, it'd be them.
That's my only argument for this theory, is they had the freaking money. They were like them and the Rockefellers in that time period, man. They like literally ran Hollywood and a lot of other shit.
They definitely had a lot of power.
Yes.
I just don't know if I think that they made the Illuminati.
Well, because okay, so the other part is the members of the Illuminati nowadays are all the musicians and rich people of the world, because the Rockefellers and the Rothschild families are well connected with all the other rich people and the musicians and all that, and those are the people they brought in because they could pay and have the lifestyle, and they were their equals. That's how the musicians and stuff come into this conspiracy, is because the Rothschilds, like,
I mean,
Scientology them in
oh
type
God.
thing, you know, like
Scientology.
that's another series. That's another episode. We'll get into that later.
I don't even know if I count that as a conspiracy. That's just a cult.
But that makes it. That's the conspiracy of it because they deny it. But that's another episode. Anyway, another episode. Stay tuned. So, also, what I thought was funny about this is the reptilian aliens. Plans of this also,
Yes.
because all of the musicians and rich people are supposed to be reptilian aliens looking out for New World Order, which essentially means the reptile alien guys are the Illuminati.
I mean, I've accused them of being evil and everything before, so I guess they.
But reptile aliens?
I mean, why not?
Because they're freaking reptile aliens.
That's why they age so greatly.
But do they? Have you seen a lot of them without makeup, though? I've been watching a lot of videos lately about celebrities without makeup, and I'm like...
Come on, how else do you explain Bieber? Definitely
He's an alien. I don't know about a lizard alien, though.
He is. He's definitely a lizard alien. I need to see
those recordings from those 200 people in that courtroom where he turned into an alien. That's another episode.
No. I don't.
We're gonna do a whole reptile alien episode, so we can't talk about it too much. But
I don't give this one any credibility. Like, it's fun to joke about, though. Like, I like it.
It's
like, whoever came up with it, you're very
sure. Should
unique,
write books.
Entertaining.
You should write a book. Or do stand up, because that's entertaining. So, okay, let's just keep going with the musicians, and we'll leave the aliens out of it, though. I can't do the aliens right now. That's a different episode. Okay, so, because the musicians and everyone are the people that are in it, Beyonce and Jay-Z, because they're the best of the best, the OGs, they're the leaders of the current Illuminati group, according to this theory.
So, I mean, she did flash the sign at the Super Bowl.
But
like,
the argument against that is that that's Jay-Z's record label signature sign. And so she's just supporting her husband.
But why do you think that is? If Jay-Z... If Beyonce's a part of it, obviously Jay-Z would be a part of it.
I think it's the other way around. I think Jay-Z would be the person, and she married Jay-Z, and he brought her into that world, because not only did her career boom after they get married.
Oh no, I don't care which one first got.
Like, if she's just supporting her husband, why does he do this in the first place? Like,
well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying which one was there first, but I'm just saying, why do you think it is that?
Well, yeah.
It's because he was a part of the Illuminati, and I mean.
Sorry, guys, hold on, I got a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, they would both have to be a part of it, though. Now that they're together, so
for sure.
Him having that as a sign.
Yeah, and he says that it's all like they've addressed it in songs and stuff in their lyrics.
Oh yeah.
And they say it's all like pretty much it's a coincidence that that's just his record label's symbol, whatever, and that. I don't know. It's just a triangle, pretty much.
I mean,
that kind of makes sense. It's just a fucking triangle, guys.
Yeah. So now I gotta kill it. No, I don't give this one much credibility either. Just because if they were really a part of the Illuminati, why would they make things so obvious?
Yeah, exactly.
And
to poke fun at it so much.
Yeah, I like to think of it that way, and if it were ever true,
But
that'd be kind of cool. Like,
but then again, what if they're just trying to throw you off the case and make you think that by being so obvious and out front about it?
I just can't buy into the, like. Here's my thing with it all. Like, if the Illuminati is a secret organization that runs the world, why would they want the people to be mainstream? Like,
because the less secret, the more obvious it is, then the more deniability they have.
I mean,
because it's not a secret group, then, right?
I mean, if I could be Illuminati and everything, like, and that would be way more useful than having somebody that was famous. Like, it'd be way more useful than having somebody who's famous that people already assume is Illuminati. Like, how are you secretive at all then? Like,
maybe it's just to throw the case, like, just throw us off the trail 100%. The Illuminati planted the Illuminati conspiracy theory. About the musicians.
You know, actually, that is a conspiracy that I have firmly believed with it.
I'm just saying. It would make sense if it would be perfect Illuminati MO to do that. If the Illuminati is real and these theories are correct, it sounds perfect that they would do that to throw us off completely.
Well, and
they're just like some random nobodies that nobody knows.
Well, and they started getting persecuted, so why wouldn't they start trying to come up with different things to throw people off the trail? Like,
very true. But I mean, this one didn't start until, like I said, I think it's like this. Were they around the 60s?
So this one, like, as far as Jay-Z and them go, I don't
know.
No,
not that. The Rothschild and all that stuff, because it's all technically the same theory, really.
I don't fully know when.
I want to say it was like the 60s, but I'm probably wrong. I suck at dates. I read it in my research. I did not write it down, so I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole with the Illuminati. I didn't write down 90% of the stuff that I freaking found. Like, it's a deep hole, and it's a scary hole, and it's intertwined with literally everything weird that you've heard of in the past. The Illuminati's behind it. Anything bad that's happened in the world, yeah, the Illuminati caused it. One way or another. Speaking of things that bad happened in the world and caused by the Illuminati, that is one of the conspiracies is technically that they're behind most major events that have happened in the world, such as the Watergate incident. I don't know if YouTube allows us to speak of that because it was bad. You know,
I'm pretty sure that one's fine.
Shouldn't torture people. Okay. But there's also the JFK assassination. The Watergate thing, I really couldn't find anything about. It was just mentioned as like a side note.
Yeah, I don't know how they're tied into it, but I mean, Nixon was a paranoid fuck.
I'm just saying, he was crazy. Yeah, and then there's the JFK assassination. And this one, I mean, the research made it sound legit. It was because the Illuminati and the New World Order, whatever, wanted JFK to invade Cuba, take that over for all those reasons, whatever they were back then. I don't really know history, so I don't know.
Well, Cuba was communist.
Well, something about resources or something?
Well,
I don't know what Cuba has over there.
They have some resources. I don't know exactly what it is, but I always thought it was communism that we were going after, because that was supposed
to be the front story.
That was the main thing with Russia too. Was communism.
Yeah, no, the communism was supposed to be the front, the public, the media story, but it was for some resources. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past. I mean,
cigars. I don't know. I don't know what comes from Cuba. I'm dumb when it comes to that stuff. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's probably a strategical point or something.
Maybe.
Like, that wouldn't be a resource, but it's probably actually more of a strategical point if we were gonna go after it. Like, it's an island, and more islands, like almost any island's a good strategical point to have.
Yeah.
That would have been a great one for down in South America and everything, in Central.
Yeah, true. It gets us a little bit closer down there. But, yeah, obviously JFK said no. That's not happening. We've got too much shit going on in the world right now. Like, not happening. And they tried to, do the whole typical rich person apparently thing where they like blackmail and all that stuff. And he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna come out and I'm gonna expose you. And he apparently I don't know if he made a statement or had a planned speech, or I don't know how exactly he was planning on exposing them, or he tried to expose them is all it said. But he tried to expose the Illuminati supposedly, and to shut him up, they had him assassinated before he could expose them.
So I definitely don't want to get too far into this because JFK will definitely be one that gets done later.
Yeah, that's another episode, but we can touch on it.
With the Illuminati, I don't think that they would be worried with that aspect. And when he got shot,
There are a lot of unanswered questions from his assassination.
This for me is the same type of a thing where I don't see a big enough point to it. Because
they
reality,
were still a secret society at that point. Apparently, they weren't out in the open about it, and
still would have been able to.
If he was gonna expose them and be like, "Bam, these people are doing this,"
I don't understand
treason charges coming up on them. And
I don't understand why, with the way that they were and everything, why they wouldn't just go get in with Cuba, because the way everybody talks about the Illuminati and everything is that they're a big, they're worldwide,
yeah,
and that they've been worldwide for quite a while and everything, that they've been running things.
Which, oddly enough, I didn't find anything about any other country relating to the Illuminati and conspiracies and anything like that. It's all the United States history type stuff. Which I was wondering, how do they worldwide if it's only the United States being affected by them? Are they just that good in the other countries, or are those other countries just that more believing of their governments?
Censorship, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. As far as it all goes with that, if they were as big and powerful as they were supposed to be, I just don't understand why they'd even go through JFK. To get this done. I mean,
they could have get another country to go do it if they really wanted it.
Well, and they could also sit there and just go get in with Cuba. The Illuminati, the way that they're supposed to be is they have the ins everywhere.
Very true.
Why wouldn't they just go spend their time and get it through Cuba? It's a lot less likely to get them in trouble or get caught or anything than starting a world war.
Well, at the time, I believe, wasn't Vietnam going on at the time?
No. This was Cold War.
There we go. Yeah, whichever shit was going on.
Vietnam did go on in that time, but so with Cuba, the missile crisis and all of that, that was end of Cold War and all that.
I'm assuming that's when it is then, because
was around the time that we were still having issues with Russia.
Yeah.
Because Russia was allied with Cuba.
We were in some sort of war, is what the stuff had mentioned in there.
But those were very close. Vietnam, if I remember correctly, directly followed all of that. Actually, it may have both started going on at the same time. It may have been if I remember correctly, we may have just started coming out of the Cold War and into Vietnam. Because Vietnam definitely started under JFK. Or wait, no, was it Korea?
I don't know. I don't know history.
I thought one of the wars. I don't know anymore.
I don't know history at all. I am no help.
I know our biggest issue with Cuba happened during the Cold War because Russia was their ally. And then, but I know Vietnam came on in the 60s.
That's about what time I was thinking that the Rothschilds and shit
and I think,
were around too. So maybe that is about right? I have no idea.
If you ask me, though, the Kennedys were actually running most shit back then. I know he got
I'm just
assassinated,
saying,
but his family had a lot of
JFK is
power.
my favorite president that we've
His
ever
family
had.
had a lot of.
So.
Definitely not mine. I don't hate the guy, but I think he gets a lot of credit for dying. To be honest.
Well, I mean, there's.
Like, I think he gets a lot of
sure.
extra credit. Like, if I look at things and everything, FDR is by far my favorite. FDR got us through some shit.
I'm trying to remember.
Great Depression.
Oh, okay.
And then in World War II.
Yeah.
And he got elected to 4 terms. Died before he actually served his 4th. I don't really have enough memory off the top of my head for that, exactly why he was allowed to do so many terms. I think it had something to do with the war, if I remember correctly, but... it was either because of the war or the Great Depression. But either way, he got us out of that and was a good chunk of the war.
Yeah.
So I'd go FDR one.
The next conspiracy theory, which it's a conspiracy in and of itself, is the moon landing being fake.
Yes.
But apparently, the Illuminati was behind the fake moon landing. They're the ones that, like, set it up and everything to, like, boost... Again, why are they helping the United States so much? Like, if they're real, what's up with the United States? Like, there's other countries out there, man. Like, you're supposed to be a worldwide organization, but now all of a sudden you're just United States? Strange. But...
Did they put Trump in to bring us down?
I'm just saying, there are Trump theories. We may get into those.
Oh, I didn't know there were even Trump theories with this one.
Not with the Illuminati. I didn't dig into Trump theories. I saw them. That
would be a fun one.
I will be digging into them. But, I mean, just in case his medical status doesn't go well, I'm gonna be respectful about that and not do a video on Trump conspiracies. But if he's healthy and gets out of this hospital and he's, like, totally fine...
I hope he does. I hope he gets better.
Me too, because I want to do the episode. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope he gets...
because he's a human being and he deserves to live.
Yeah, I hope he gets better. Or that he gets better and then he loses the election and then I don't ever have to hear from him again.
We're going.
That's my hope.
He's going to refuse to leave office, but that's another.
That's
another topic. But yeah, so fake moon landing though. Apparently because they are all rich people, they have this unlimited source of freaking money apparently. They paid for the sound studio, the recording studio, the camera people, they paid them all off, they paid the crew off, they paid everybody, all the actors off, to shut the hell up for the rest of forever. And just film this thing, and the government released it, and then we go into the other conspiracy theory of it. But apparently it was all funded and organized and set up and everything by the Illuminati.
So, I don't believe that the moon landing was fake.
Okay. Me neither.
So it's really hard for me to even come up with a reasoning for them to do this.
Okay, we'll pretend that it was. We'll pretend it was. Why the hell would they do that?
Like, if they do have some reasosoning to do this, feel free to hit me up, Illuminati, on that one. Let me know why you would do that. Like,
why would you want the United States to be the first on the moon?
I mean, unless it was some ploy to gain extra power because they had the ends most here or something. I don't know.
But there's bigger, badder countries.
And I just...
at that time period, especially. I mean, Russia. We were terrified of Russia.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Granted, the whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
Right, I mean, the whole theory is just silly.
But if they were to do it, maybe... I don't know, maybe they just felt like, hey, let's see what we can trick them about.
They're like, hey!
You see that big floating rock? Let's tell them we landed on it.
I bet we could make an awesome movie, guys. Because they were, the Hollywood people.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we could do the movie. And then the right people saw it, and they inadvertently faked the landing. There we go.
No,
That's what happened. They were making a movie.
No, see, they sent it out and everything to people.
They're like, if they believe it, we did sick ass filming.
They were trying to see who they could trick. They were like,
they're bored.
We're gonna put this out there and see who falls for it, you know?
They're just bored. They're like, before they would prank call people, they would just mail out this fake movie. They're like, we gotta step it up a notch. We just can't just call people anymore. They know the refrigerator is not running away, okay? Like, we'll just tell them that we're on the moon. U.S. landed on the moon, guys. And our government's like, shit. Yeah, we landed on the moon.
Take that, Russia, and everywhere else.
We win.
Guys, we gotta hurry up and figure this out.
Oh my god, can you imagine if that's how it really went? Our whole history would have been a lie.
I mean, most of our history is a lie, but we're not gonna get into that either right now. We'll come through different ones constantly.
Birds or something fly at my window. It's distracting me a lot.
I think that's the last of the theories we planned on talking about.
Yeah, those are the Illuminati theories and facts that I found that I was willing to talk about.
If you couldn't tell...
Oh, no, we missed one! Walt Disney was part of the Illuminati, too.
Well, yep. I mean, if
that's
you
how
want
we got
somebody...
so much money and got so good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want somebody rich and powerful, Disney's the way to go. Yeah. Granted, I'm sure there's a million theories with him, too.
Yeah, there are actually. It's interesting. I mean, the most well-known theory about him, of course, is that he's frozen under wherever.
Oh, we're talking about the theories. Okay. I was going to say that he's racist.
Oh, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. He was not a nice person.
Well.
And he didn't like women. I recently watched a video that I found on YouTube where he flat out wrote a letter back to this lady that applied to be one of the cartoonist peoples. And he flat out told her, like, women don't do this job, men do this job. If you'd like a job, you can do this position or this position, but we're not hiring from them, so you're going to have to apply elsewhere.
That doesn't surprise
me. It's like, whoa!
It's not right, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
It was normal back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
For that to happen. Like, I would have been stoned and hung by my fucking ankles somewhere. Like,
well, I think you're going a little too far back now.
No, like in any time period, because I would have like stepped out of line and someone would have like literally beat me with a rock or something. Like, I'd be like, you want to see my line? I'm gonna step right over it real quick. Give me a moment. Like, for real though, like, I've already decided this is the time period I need to be in because I've got a loud mouth and lots of opinions and I don't care about who doesn't like them.
I belong in some future time period where things are different. Like,
when things are normal.
I don't belong back in the past because I have a loud mouth and just weird in my own right. But I don't really belong in this time period either.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to think that I was like back in the day, but no. Not that I like learned more about it. I'm like, someone would have killed me and got away with it because the laws were okay with that shit. Like, they're like, oh, your wife told you no, and so you smacked her so hard she got a concussion and just didn't wake up. That's okay. She shouldn't have talked back.
I don't know what the concussion was back then.
Like, she just didn't wake up. Oh, that sucks. Natural causes. She shouldn't have opened her mouth.
I'd get killed for different reasons.
Yeah, well. We won't go into anything.
Yeah, no.
Alright, guys. We're just talking now. So, we're gonna go. I hope you enjoyed our conspiracy theories. And I hope you enjoyed the first episode of my series. And there's gonna be a ton more. We have tons of episodes planned. I'm not sure how often I'm gonna upload. I was thinking maybe like once a month because, you know, schedules and current times and everything, it just makes it hard to get together. He doesn't live in town, so he lives a half an hour away in another town, and so it's a little difficult to get stuff planned out. But My goal is once a month. So, we'll see. Otherwise, just turn on the notification bell. Subscribe. You know, all that stuff. And you'll know when I post another one because you'll get notified. So, I hope you do all that, and I'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.
Bye.